Hi guys, this is Michael from the Board Games Chronicle. Today I will have for you a special material about The Hunt, a game by Matthias Kramer, published by Salt and Pepper Games. What I would like to do is to show you how to play this game. We'll be using the really good rulebook, which will help us with this. We'll show the setup, we'll show the game mechanics and actions. But before we do it, let me tell you a bit about the actual historical background of this game. This is kind of an asymmetric game, two-player asymmetric game, which takes place in 1939. You know, the Second World War broke out in September 1939 with German invasion of Poland. At the same time, the Kriegsmarine got the order to attack the British convoys and British ships on the seas, on the oceans. Graf Spee, who is a main, let's say, character in this game, and actually its crew, is tasked with the order to sink as many British ships as possible. So one player will be playing as a German. The other player will be playing as allies, and they will be trying to prevent Graf Spee from sinking those ships, and at the same time trying to hunt him down and bring them to the final battle and simply destroy. What I will do, I will explain in a moment victory conditions, elements. Maybe we will do a kind of a demo play, but guys, one important thing. This game is not solo friendly. This game is definitely much more a two-player game. There's a lot of hidden information. So even if we do a demo, it would be just a broad demo, which shows you only the game mechanics. So let me bring it here and let me show you the map. Essentially, the Allied player sits here. The German player sits here. We can see this is, I believe, Atlantic, you can say. Yeah, Atlantic. Here we have a Great Britain. Here we have Brazil. Here we have Argentina. And here we have South Africa. Yeah, so we'll have ships which will be sailing between those areas. I suggest we go with the setup of the game, and thanks to this, we actually explain the components. So I have a lot of components here, so we'll start to set them up in a moment. Let me take them out. I believe I set up camera so you can see the whole map, but let me just double check. Yeah, this is perfect. You should have visibility to everything which is important. Okay. Let me take them out. Okay, so let's set up the German airplane in the ready box. So it is here. The German airplane is green. Then it can be not ready or actually damaged, and it can be destroyed. It will be helping Graf Spee to actually locate the convoys. And this is really important for them, important ones. Now we can have some reserves. Graf Spee, this is a card-driven game, as we shall see in a moment. And Graf Spee will be able to save some points from one card to another, up to 2 per maximum. Yeah. These are the hint markers, which will be helping the Royal Navy to actually find. And these are the damage markers which will be used during the final battle over here. This is depicted here. Okay. Now, what we do next? We need to place the forces which the British player can build. They have force K, H, and G. G is, I believe, here. H is here. Is here. Normally, you would set up it like this here, because if you sit as an allied player, you set up that direction. Of course, you have two sides. You usually put it on the side with a circle, or you can also put it as a historical variant with a side with a triangle. as you can see, there's a different distribution of these modifiers, which will be important during the final battle. So these are the forces, and those forces will be trying to find the Graf Spee, of course. We have fried ships. There is like 9 of them. We will be using back and we'll be drawing them. What I want to show to you is they have historical names and they have a destination. From where to where? From Argentina to Great Britain, from South Africa to Great Britain, from Great Britain to Brazil. So we need to draw 2 of them. We have a beautiful blue baggie for this. Let me put them here. We shuffle and we draw 2, and there should not be 2 at the same spot. They will be here in those 4 spots. Let's see what kind of them we got. First is Argentina to Great Britain. Okay. And the second is Argentina, Great Britain. We can't have the same, so we need to draw 1 more. So this is South Africa, Great Britain. Fine. Now, what we should do as a next step, we should actually shuffle and provide the cards to both sides. Here are the cards. We have a player 8. Let me put Germans here. And here are the cards. Here we have player 8 for the British. Let me move it aside a bit. And yeah, this will be their draw deck. So as you can see, 2 draw decks, very nice player 8s, which explain all the actions for each of the players. Yeah. Now, the German player would now choose the starting position of those 2 ships. Altmark, which is a supply ship, will be put somewhere on the map in the visible spot. Graf Spee, unlike Altmark, you will need to take a piece of paper or maybe your phone, put the number, that is why you have all the hexes numbered, and have it as hidden information. For this presentation, I will put Admiral Graf Spee on the map, but remember, until it is successfully searched for and attacked, it will not be on the map. So guys, just remember, this is only put here for the purpose of presentation. I will put him either here or here because those fried ships will be automatically moving and I will be able to spot them. And I will put Altmark, for example, here, or maybe I will bluff, I will put Altmark here. Let's do it that way. Yeah. Okay. Now the cards. The cards are very important, and I should probably tell you a little bit about the anatomy of the card. But before this, I will take 2 cards out of here, which would be important for the victory conditions. So let me put them aside. So let's talk about the card anatomy. I maybe use some more intensive card. Okay, let me use this card. And let me use from the British one, interesting card. That should be fine. So these are the cards. What do we have on those cards? First and foremost, we have the name of the card here. Yeah, this is the name of the card. It's just for the thematic purposes. Then, very important thing, we have action points. The cards, I believe, are from the 3 action points, 2 action points, even 2 action points, and even 1 action point up to 5. So from 1 to 5, and so 5 and 4 are pretty nice action points. And this card can be played for those action points. Alternatively, the card can be played also for event. And here is the description of the event, and here's the type of the event. We will be talking about the types of events in a moment. There are hunt, battle, and mandatory events. What else do we have here? On the side of the card, you might have a flag. which shows that this event is available only for that player deck. So the other side will not have that type of a card, while this type of an event will be in the German side. For the British, there will be something additional. This stripe here, it's called British Intelligence stripe, and this is only on the British cards, and you will be able to spend some action points to locate more or less locate Grafspe with information markers, and to have better roll on attempt to find them. Yeah, that's how it will go. And now, what else do we have here? Let me just double check. Yeah, one thing is important, and I don't have it here. Let me put this card. Some cards are removed from the play if played as an event. If they are played as operations, that means that everything is fine. It comes back to your discard pile, and you can use it later on. But if it's with those red or for the Germans with a different color stripe, it means you need to remove when played as an event. Typical, let's say, card-driven game where if you play the card for ops, fine, it comes back to discard pile. If you play for event, some events are one time, some are reoccurring, and they will come back to your hand. Speaking of events, we have three types of events. We have hunt events, we have mandatory events, and we should have one more type of event. Where we are, battle events. Okay. So we have three types of events. The hunt event, simple like this, can only be played during the card play phase. And some hunt events, no, this actually can be played also in reaction. So hunt events, some hunt events are reactions, so you can play them even during the opponent's card play. So they are usually connected with trying to search for the enemy, identify where he is, and trying to catch him. Mandatory event simply means that if you get this card into your hand and you play this card, the event has to happen. Yeah, this is mandatory event. Battle events will be only important during the final last battle, so it's used then. Okay, so I told you that we play card either for event or for action points. You might ask me now, how do we finish the game? How you achieve a victory? First of all, Germans, if Grafspe manages to sink 5 fried ships, they win. If British manage to identify Grafspe and bring him to battle, and usually in this final battle, the allies will have advantage, and whoever wins this final battle wins the game. So, first condition, Grafspe sinks 5 ships, the Germans win. Second condition, final battle, whoever wins the final battle with odds in the favor of allies, this is the winner. Third thing, it could be that during the battle, during the last 5 turns of the battle, one player can play Montevideo card. This is a special battle event only for the final battle, which will actually help him to save 2 hit points and probably prevail in the battle on the German side. But the British can play Scuttle in Montevideo, which will actually give them automatic victory. So those are 2 special events only playable during the final battle. If Germany plays this, probably they will win the battle. But if the British react with this, they will probably get the victory. And that's what I wanted to show to you. Okay, we'll now move to the turn sequence and the actual actions. Okay, guys, let's continue, but one correction before this. Of course, the starting ships are here at the entrance to those areas, not in those areas. And the Grafspe can be set up in the same space as a fried ship. So, just important information. Now, we'll be talking now about the turn sequence. The Germans will move first, the British will move second. The Germans will have a card play phase, and they will be drawing the card. The British, first of all, will need to move their ships toward the destination automatically. Then they have card play phase, when they can do some actions. And the last step would be a redraw phase. As a rule, the British draw 5 cards, the Germans draw 3 cards, but with some exceptions. Let's talk now about the actions, which are pretty nicely described here. Movement, search, airplane, and reserve. 4 basic German actions. Movement action is actually similar for both sides. You can spend 1, 2, or 4 points to move 1, 2, or 3 hexes. So, movement by 1 hex, 1 action point. 2 hexes, 2 action point. But if you want to move 3 hexes, you need to spend as many as 4 action points. That's for both sides. And such move cannot be interrupted by any other action. With one exception, Grafspe can actually do the interruption. They can, for example, move here, do search, and then escape. Yeah, they can do it. So movement is one. Now, second German action is search. And search you do that way. First of all, it has to be on the hex with a flight ship. You show location of a Grafspe and you roll a die. If you rolled 5 or 6, you succeeded and you sunk the flight ship. You might use the plane to enhance your chances, move it to a broken site, and then add 2 to your roll. So actually, then you will be hitting and destroying the ship on 3, 4, 5, 6. Much better odds, much better chances. As a third action of a German, you can have repair airplane. It costs 1 AP, as you can see. Search costs 2 AP, as you can see here. A repair is a bit tricky. You know, a lot of your events are really good events, ones which are, giving you advantage, but usually those good events which gives you advantage are one time and you need to remove them from play. In order to fix a ship, fix the plane, you roll a die, and you need to roll more than the number of cards out of play on your side, on a German side. This is pretty tricky. At the beginning, it's not a problem. In the first turn, you might have 0, so it's automatically fixing. But with the time, when you start to play, for example, mandatory events, which you have to play, or some cool battle hunt events, you will see it more and more problematic. If you reach 3, 4 cards in the pile of removed cards, you will need to 5, 6, or 4 to be able to repair it. If you don't repair it, it's broken forever. It's not that you have many chances. Once you fail, it's failed forever. So it's a tricky thing. The fourth action is simply put 1 AP into the reserve. Yeah, so you can put 1 AP into the reserve up to 2. Actually, it says 1. You can put up to 2. You can put not only 1, but up to 2. For the British, the actions are following. First and foremost, they have movement exactly the same like the Germans. 1 for 1 AP, 2 for 2 AP, 3 for 4 AP. They can do the search, but unlike the Grafspe search, which costs 2 AP, this costs only 1 AP. And the search is pretty similar. You roll a die, and you need to roll 5 or 6 for successful search. And again, there will be a way to modify it. By the way, what happens after the successful search in such a case? We start the final battle, about which I will tell you in a moment. But just as with the Grafspe, who can enhance their search options by using the plane, so instead of 5, 6, they roll 3, 4, 5, 6. The British can enhance it by so-called British intelligence. And British intelligence is additional action For one action point, you can play additional card. So let us assume that this is our basic card, 3. We do something like this. We move, we stand here, we go 2, and we think, oh, probably graph space here. Let us try, because we don't see it, of course. In normal game, the graph space would not be visible. Let's use one AP. Maybe let's move from here. 1 AP for move, 1 AP for set, and let's use 1 AP to play the intelligence part of the card, of another card. This intelligence has 2 markers. Those binoculars will add 1 to the die roll of all searchers of current card. If it would be 5, we could do more searches. And this is a pretty cool marker. This is something which forces the German player to place a hint marker. And this hint marker has to be put on the space with a graph space or adjacent to this, which will help us to identify where he is. Usually what you would do, let me take a bigger card, 5. Oh, we can do it that way. Let's show the example of the turn by the British. But let me just manipulate this a bit. I would like to have something different. No, I don't believe we can have such a good card as I had in mind. Sometimes it's and, sometimes it's or. So let's do it that way. We play this for action points. And first action point we spend on search, and we say we would like to use this. Dear German player, show me where the graph space. And they will put it here. Second point, we can move here. Third point, we can move here and say, okay, I don't believe you're here. You're probably farther away. And now we can do the search, 1, 5, 6. Potentially, it was 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have still 1 point. If we had, for example, one more nice card in the hand, we could say, I would like to play another card, British intelligence. Now I would use those 2 and we'll roll here on 3, 2, 6. So first action point, movement. Second, movement. Third, we actually played this as a first action point. Sorry to confuse you. First action point, we play this card for the hint marker. Second action point, we move. Third action point, we move. Fourth action point, we play this for the 2 binoculars, and 5 action point, we play for search. It's more or less how does it look like and how the game mechanics flow here. Okay, and I believe I moved through all the actions. No. There's still a British strategy track. Strategy track allows you to build more forces. You can spend 2 action points and you will be building forces, and then they will be jumping here and sailing to the fight. Those modifiers are important because then during the final battle they will be adding to the value of the drawn card. So let's assume we are here. We rolled. We are here with that force. We rolled with successful search. Fantastic. Now we found the graph space. That means that we start the final battle. And how the final battle will look like is that. First of all, both sides draw up to the 5 cards. So this will be the British cards. Normally, they would have some cards in hand and will be prepared. The Germans might probably have 3 cards, but if, and I haven't said this, if the graph space is at alt mark or next to him, they can draw to 5. And this is a tricky thing. Even if you're next to the alt mark, you might not want to show this to the opponent that you are next to alt mark, and instead of drawing up to 5, you might still want to draw up to 3. So for the final battle, we draw those 2, and we will be flipping the cards. Of course, not randomly. You will choose which card will go at which moment of play. And if there is a battle event, it will happen. So we flip it. So the British has 4, the Germans has 1, and this is battle event, which says if played against Montevideo and the 5th card in the game battle, you win. Okay, that means that the hit goes to Graf Spee. He has 1 hit. Who will have less hits wins, of course. Now we have 4 to 4. Nobody scores the points. Then we have 5 to 4. Okay, second hit. They will sink soon. Now we have battle event. Increase the AP value of the next 2 battle cards by 1. Nice. This battle turn is won by the Graf Spee. He inflicts losses on the force H. Actually, guys, that's what I wanted to show you. This is 4.5. This is 4.5, so there is another hit, of course, on the Graf Spee. I forgot. I especially on purpose took this force, which has modifier, but forgot to use. Last card, 3 to 2.5, battle event. If you may repair 2 damage if you play it as your 5th card in the turn. So they will get damage here. They will repair it, and thanks to this special card, the Graf Spee will win the game. So you see, this final battle can be tricky, but usually the allies have advantage because they have those forces with some modifiers that doesn't have, but other forces have this modifier. So I believe we went through all the rules of the game. This is a pretty quick game. I played it in 10 minutes, I played it in 1 hour, depending how well you will be searching for the enemies. It's really hard to play, as I told you. 2-player we might try. Let's assume that this was the beginning of the game. And let's do just quick couple of turns to show you how does it play. Okay, the Germans have 3 cards. Maybe let me just take them from the bottom of the deck. Will not be reshuffling now. So let's assume that the Germans have this card. This is a 4 card. Germans are here. Forgot the sign. So 4, and this is a hand card. We don't want to so quickly use the event. Definitely not. This is too early to risk when the plane not being fixed. So what we will do with a card of 4? First thing, we'll do the search for 2 here with the Graf Spee. We'll use the plane, which means that if we roll 3, 4, 5, then 6, then we will score a hit. Yes, we scored a hit. This goes to the German player as a destroyed 1. And as another 2 points, we will simply sail somewhere far away from here. Of course, it will be hidden sailing because, yeah, we'll write it on the paper. And it goes to discard. The British, first thing which the British do, and this first step is moving of the ships, a fried ship face, but there is only 1 fried ship. That means they need to draw another one, and that one can go anywhere. There are no limitations like with a setup. It goes South Africa, Great Britain. Again, goodness, that's not the best beginning here. Okay, now there's automatic move of the ships to the destination, and then the British play the card. They have card 4. What they would like to do, I would like most probably to start searching, maybe use some intelligence. It's still far away, so let's move them 2 hexes and let's move those to the as being built. Of course, then we have the Germans, and normally we would draw to 5 and here to 3, but we don't play with a hand now. This is 2 battle event. We don't have battle, so it's just 2. What we can do with 2? 1 will be move, one will be fixing of a plane, which is automatic. We don't have any card out of play. When the British, first of all, they will automatically move their ships closer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can go here, we can go here. And now they will play the card, which is free. With 3, they can build this ship. And for 1, they might think to do a search here because they might think that the Graf Spee is sailing here. They search. The search is successful, but there is nobody there. Now the Germans, they would play 5. Really nice event. With a 5 event, they can do 1 movement using the plane, the search, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the ship is sunk. 1 for movement, 2 for search, and we still have 2 points. So we use those 2 points to move, for example, here. We draw the card up to 3. Now the turn of British. First of all, they need to draw the ship from the back. This is Clement, Great Britain to Brazil. We can go that way. Actually, they should look differently. They should look like this. They play the card with 3. They might want to use an intelligence cheat here from this. So they will use 1 action point for this. The Germans will show something like that, let's say. Now with the 2 more points, they actually should also move the ships. Yeah, with 2 more points, they can move this force here, for example. And so the game continues with a search. Many more of those will be needed in order to catch the Graf Spee. Of course, once he moves again, this hint marker will disappear from him. This is very interesting cat and mouse game with asymmetric rules, asymmetric roles of the players, and really gave me a lot of fun when I have chance to first bring this to the table. I will pause here. I believe you have now good grasp of how to play this game. It's pretty quick and intuitive to play. Very good rule book. Really helps us to understand this fascinating story of the initial mouse of the Second World War on the sea. I would like to thank you guys for being with me today. If you like this video, please give thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content like this, do not hesitate to subscribe. Also, feel free to use the comment section for any questions or observations. Thank you for being with me today, and thank you for watching.